What's up, YouTube? Today we're back out here working on this 1994 Ford Ranger. My uncle smashed this winter. We got it all straightened out, put a new winch and winch bumper on it, this new bug deflector, but I'm trying to go above and beyond, help my aunt and uncle out. So we got some oil, we got a filter, we got spark plugs and wires. Let's get them all installed. Alrighty guys, so first and foremost, I got my drain pan here, and I'm going to dump it into this 55-gallon drum, which then goes through my centrifuge, gets turned into black diesel. Oh yeah, look at that free fuel. I haven't really done a update video on my black diesel system in a while. I did make a few changes, but I kind of received more hate on those videos than anything. Kind of annoyed me, so I didn't feel like putting the time into making more of them. Next thing we're going to do is drain the oil. So we've got that drain pan emptied out, made room. I'm going to take my set of wrenches down here, because if I just take one, it'll be the wrong size, and then I'll get up and down a few times trying to figure out the right size. So I found just bringing the whole tray is the easiest. If you follow the channel, you know one of my biggest stars is that train. It's definitely going to make an appearance in this video, so stay tuned. At first I tried metrics. Yes, this is a Ford, but it seems like even Fords went to metric years back. So I was wrong. It ended up being a 5/8. Ah, yeah. Ah, dang it. You know what I forgot? I forgot a rag. Typical. I always forget something. So I got myself a rag. The train is just about all the way past, so it's not going to be interfering with our noise levels, voice, volume, audio, whatever term we're going to use. I think audio would probably be the right one. But, okay, next thing we got to do is pull the filter and let this keep on dripping a little. Luckily, truck's been sitting overnight, so it's nice and cool. Yep. He-Man put it on, so I'll go get me an oil filter wrench. Of course, went and got an oil filter wrench. Wrong size. Go grab the smaller one. Now, luckily, I bid on this bucket of tools. It's not even put away yet. Chubby! Chubby, say hi. He's not into saying hi to you guys today. So, back to this bucket of tools. I bought this bucket at auction for about 15 bucks. And it's got all different size oil filter wrenches. Got a pneumatic hammer and just got some random stuff in it. Set of side cutters. So, the oil filter wrenches were definitely worth the price of admission. While we were out here checking out my auction scores, I also got this here crane. It's got an electric winch motor, got the crane set up, the pivot. I paid, I think, like 65 bucks for that whole thing. Don't know if it works. We'll figure it out sometime in a future video. This here's a motor home that I'm working on. I'm resealing the sides, re-epoxying, getting it sealed up so it doesn't leak no more. This side's a little worse for wear. And back to the auction scores, I also got these pallet rackings. I think I got 32 beams and 9 uprights, but my plan with them is to set up shelves across the back of my arch building here, and they're going to identify as shelves, but probably work quite well as a wall as well, but that'll avoid permit issues because it's just shelves. It's not a wall. And something else that I got from auction, since we're in this libtarded world that one thing can identify as something else and nothing knows what it really is. As y'all know, the town has enjoyed harassing me for a while about my vehicle collection. They say that I can't have car parts out. So I snagged up a bunch of wheels, but they're not car parts and they're not wheels. They now identify as a garden border. So all jokes aside, let's get back to wrenching like real men. Hopefully one of these filter wrenches I grabbed is the right size. My luck, they won't be though. Those are about the same. Oh, this ain't working very well. Oh, now it is. Oh, shoot. Okay. Alrighty. That one seemed to be the right size, guys. Oh, yeah. I win. Well, not yet. We still got to put it back together. How do we do that, you ask? Well, first, you get your old Napa Gold filter out of the box, and you dip your finger in that funky old oil you just drained out. You run it around that O-ring. You can ask them girly boys. You definitely want to lube up the O-ring. Now, we get this screwed on to the filter base. Oh, there it goes. You just got to line it up correctly, guys. So, that's on. Now, you grab your drain plug and you put it back in and snug it up. Okay, that's snugged up. Now let's double check that oil filter. Make sure she's good. There we go. Oil filter is good. Now I'll tell you what you don't want to do, and that's start your vehicle with no oil in it. That'd be all bad. So make sure and get that oil filter drained out. This will go into the black diesel drum so that we can make diesel out of it. That will get wrapped up and thrown away. Now let's move on to the plugs and wires and filling this thing with oil. First we gotta pop it. Open it up and prop it. Before I get into the plugs and wires, I'm gonna go ahead and put the oil in this old girl. You don't want to forget that one. I'm sure it's been done a time or two. Not by me, but I guarantee someone in the history of vehicles has forgotten to refill their oil after they drained it and started up and had a really bad day. I had to go grab me a funnel make pouring a little easier. She was thirsty. Oh man, it is miserable out here, guys. It is overcast, but it is so muggy and hot. I'm just but next step, we're going to start pulling spark plugs one at a time. We will pull. This is what I like to do, guys. I will pull one spark plug. I will pull that wire all the way up to the coil pack. I will replace the wire with one of my new ones. I will reinstall that plug and reconnect it. And I will work around the entire engine and do all 6 like that. That way I don't get confused what wire goes to what plug, goes to what place on the coil pack. Just keeps it all in order. And told you before, I'm easily confused. So the easier I can make a job like this, the less ways that I can mess it up, the better. I do suggest you take a spark plug gapper and just make sure that your gaps are right, because sometimes they'll get banged around during shipping or handling at the parts store, and you don't want too small of a gap because it got knocked closed and then your engine's gonna misfire and not run right. I've never done plugs and wires on a 4.0 before, guys, but I just realized that at least for this side so far, front plug wire, front cylinder, middle, back, so you really can't mess that up. I've gotten 2 plugs done so far. Now I'm on the very back one and really struggling to get to it, but then I'm thinking luckily I just dropped my socket and I found this hole here that maybe I can go up through and get it out. Yep, down under the fender well, up through there, and use an extension and wobbly on that socket. Whew, I can't come in, have me a Pedialyte popsicle. And down some water. Well, now that I'm cooled off, got some liquids in me, this side is actually looking much more accessible. And the reason why I even wanted to replace these is because they were loose from these looms and got a little melted, and I noticed that when I was working on the truck. And since I was doing the wires, figured I'd do the plugs, but man, once I got them out of there, they really don't look in bad condition, and the air-fuel ratio looks to be burning really good for such a high-mile engine. And on this side, the order definitely is not the same order as on top. Front plug goes to the back. Middle plug goes to the front. Rear plug goes to the middle. Gotta pick up the trash, throw it away. Check the oil. Should be probably a little full, exactly like I expected, but the filter has not taken any yet, and so once we start it and that fills that filter, should level out just fine. This side went twice as fast as the other side, but we got her done. Looking good. told you it would. Come on, man. I know what I'm doing for the most part. Oh yeah, 4.0 power. Alrighty guys, so that concludes the series fixing the truck for my uncle after he wrecked it. I think that I'm sending it back to them better than when I got it. That's for dang sure. So believe in your God-given hands, guys. Take on some projects, build, fix, create. Till next time, keep building shit.